Howdy, I'm Luke, also known as Thunderhead289 on YouTube here. And today we're going to take a look at a 1970 Plymouth satellite that's been left out in the woods and the weeds and forgotten. And in today's video we're going to talk about how we track this stuff down. So it's not rocket science or luck, and we're definitely not famous by any means with people sending us all these leads and everything and giving vehicles to us. We're just a couple of average Joes, and in my video here today we're going to go through how we go about tracking these down, and at the end we'll go through the specific configurations of vehicles that we actually look for, in that they're more attainable than others to revive. So anyway, without further ado, we'll jump into the satellite piece here. Oh, it's going to open.
This lady is actually super nice little lady.
Is she? Steve, that's not a slant six.
No, it's not, is it?
That is a V8 car.
That looks like a 318.
318?
No idea.
Definitely not a V6.
Oh. No, it's not.
Is it not stuck?
No, it turns.
The crank turns?
It's not seized.
Oh,
Dude,
that's another.
we can revive this.
I'm sure it has a spot that's
It's going with
sticky.
you.
Oh man, you told him who we were. Nice familiar.
Yeah, a little bit.
You're like, oh no, these guys are really dumb. Shoot.
No, if I could save a car, dude, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely.
got a hold of Steve. I was like, hey, this is me. This is what I do. I want to save that satellite. And he's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for saving cars.
It's not seized.
Dude, yeah, I mean, put it. Is it a 4-barrel?
We're
I
set,
think in my
son.
life I've had 400 cars. Jesus.
Do you think
No,
that's a
one
4-barrel or a
garage-
2-barrel under there?
It's a 2-barrel, if even.
I got a, well,
One garage up in Montrose, they pulled 69 Camaro with 396 for the 4-speed and a 72 out of it.
Ooh, that would be awesome. I would love the 72.
No,
I have.
oh man,
like I said, I wanted a 72.
this tree is all sorts of grown into the fender.
They're a big, shitty interior cars, that's for sure.
They did.
Did you say this is a clutch car? Has a?
He said it is, but he also said it has a slant six.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I couldn't see a third pedal because I can't get past the tree.
Yeah, that's big pedal.
Third pedal?
This is.
Dude, it's a manual car. We can.
This is the recipe. It's abandoned for 40 years.
The 3-speed on column.
3-speed manual, non-seized V8. I'm seeing F250 all over again, but more this time.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I wanted to find it over here.
It is sunk.
Oh shit!
A little rowdy. Bet you that trunk and that floor is all gone. Kind of a low-lying area. Bunch of standing water. Here we go. Getting hailed on. Time to go. Till next time. Wave goodbye, Kevin.
We'll be back.
That's pretty unique. See ya. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that little teaser clip of the 1970 satellite there. Moving forward, Kevin and I are of course going to go back out there and try and revive it and drive it out of its hole like we normally do. We might even have a special appearance by Dylan McCool. I'm not sure yet, but stay tuned. We're going to get back to that here shortly. So getting to the point of the video, a lot of folks, again, they tell us, or they say to me and Kevin, how are you guys so lucky that you're able to find all these vehicles? And really, it's not any luck. It's not very hard. It just takes a little bit of effort on your part, and it's pretty doable. So a lot of what we find comes from different Facebook pages. And you know what? Why don't I show you just a few of those Facebook pages that we directly use, and it's offered some pretty good results in our local area. Now, we track down a lot of stuff indirectly through Facebook by joining certain groups that have indirectly related subject matter. For example, a good one for us Iowa boys is called Iowa Abandoned Images. We have a lot of farming and agriculture out here, and there's just a lot of vehicles that just sit and are left for dead on these properties. And up until about the last 20 years, people just considered these clunkers anyway. Now, the second key to success in finding this stuff is that you have to be willing to go outside of the city center. You have to make the extra effort, 2 to 3 hour drives, whatever it takes within reason, because most folks won't. And that's where most folks will miss out while other people drag home some pretty decent stuff. This stuff just really doesn't fall right into your lap. And contrary to popular belief, the U.S. is mostly a pretty sparsely populated place, and there's still plenty of good stuff out there. Now, Kevin, which you may know him as Junkyard Digs, has clearly mastered this art. He goes as far as to scroll around Google Maps, finding different groupings of cars, and then scaling back the years on Google to see how long they may have sat, which I thought this was crazy at first, but honestly, it's worked pretty darn well, and it's pretty impressive. So those are just a few ways there of how we do track this stuff down. Again, it's not too difficult. All right, so as you guys can see, we don't do anything too crazy or wild to track this stuff down. It's all very attainable, and us being just a couple of average Joes, we've been able to do it. So really, it's not too hard for you guys either. It just takes a little bit of time, and it's all very attainable stuff. So with that, there's specific vehicles that we like to pick out for these revivals, and I'll just go through it very briefly here with you. And of course, this isn't rocket science, but in the case of things that have sat for years and years and years, much like my old 65 Galaxy here, the more mechanical, the better. It may be more taxing to operate and annoying, but really manual setups really stand the test of time with minimal repairs. And for us, it's very easy to make a quick determination or assessment of the overall vehicle's condition, which makes our purchase much less of a gamble. So no one really likes throwing money down a rabbit hole, of course, at some money pit or lost cause. And obviously anything can be repaired, but if a vehicle has points, a carb, mechanical fuel pump, only 3 pulleys, meaning that it has manual steering, no AC, if it has manual brakes and a standard transmission, 3-speed on the column or whatever, it has just a much greater success of us early on being able to determine the condition of the vehicle and if it's viable to be, brought back to life without a huge investment. So anyway, there's plenty of good stuff out there, much like this 65 Galaxy I picked up about 10 years ago. And, I have done a lot of work to it, but you wouldn't have to do this much work if you didn't want to. But what I can say from being around this stuff for a good 10, 12 years is that it's kind of drying up. And people are starting to think that they have really valuable stuff out there, of course, and it's only getting worse as time goes on. So I can only say there's no time like the present, and you need to get out there and do this stuff right now. And much like this 65 Galaxy that I had all done and running 4 or 5 years ago, and drove it all the way to Virginia for an internship and drove it home, which is 1,400 miles one way. I parked it the day after and pulled the engine out and thought, I'll build an engine for that thing and get it going again. I just never really did. Built a couple of them, had to sell them for money reasons, but anyway, again, no time like the present. We got another engine in here, and we're finally going to fire it up and stomp on the gas pedal right out the door today. So stay tuned for that, but stay tuned for our satellite revival. It should be a good time. So I appreciate it, guys. Take care.